Greetings, I am CrossKnights, and God, I hope my allergies don't affect my voice right now, because I want to try to get this audio out before I go to work! This is Die2nite Clash of the Titans, Day 7? Sure, that sounds about right. There were a whopping 3 deaths. I mean, the deaths are starting to pile up here. There was a death in Scavenger Town, and once again, I know the guy, Jimmy D died while camping. As he reported, he had maximum chances, still died. He was very, very pissed off. And, you know, anyone who's been 10%ed before knows how that feels, especially if you're with your meta and it's early. There's nothing worse than being separated for like 2 weeks. Besides herpes, no, don't say that. So the Scavengers, unfortunately, are down 2 now. Okay, Blazon has also died. That is 2 inglorious bastions fallen in a row, so that's gotta be pretty damn demoralizing for them. He died outside. Probably another camping death. That's unfortunate. Most of the buildings in a lot of the towns are probably camped at this point, so we're probably going to see a slowdown of these camping deaths, but we'll see. And finally, in Tech Town, yet another camping death. Just like the Guardians, they've had 2 deaths in a row, though I've actually heard reported that yesterday, Madman's death was not a camping death, he just didn't come back. Zeet, is it? Like sheet, but with a Z? Also died. I do believe he is a camping death. And that's really going to hurt Tech Town, because they've lost 3 people now. That's really unfortunate. But I'm still not counting them out, because they found the false town. But I guess I'll get into that more when I go over the towns. So, 7 dead total, but the survivors move on. So half the towns have had deaths, and the other half have no deaths, so that's kind of interesting. The other big news that happened today is that apparently all this time, since about Season 3, about a glitch that has happened that allows you to have infinite control points. By using 2 objects, you can actually have so many control points that no amount of zombies can face you, meaning you can move around the map. But the secret's out. Amazingly, it was kept secret for a long time. Now, like, pretty much everyone knows. Once the secret got out, it kind of spread like wildfire. And Workshop has issued a statement that anyone using it in Clash will suffer severe head trauma. Which I must say I approve of. I was very disappointed that this happened and that this had been happening. But once I read Workshop's post, I like immediately felt better. So I'm glad it's being addressed, and the administrators do know about it. Hopefully they'll get it fixed. I think a good temporary fix would just be to make all of the doors in the game magically disappear, or at the very least make them so they don't spawn again. That would have solved it, you know, a season ago. But anyway, moving on to individual town reports. And I'm sorry about my voice, I just woke up and I'm congested. Okay, Tech Town, with their map that kind of looks like a cannon. But, you know, like a video game cannon, where it's like, boom! But, you know what I mean. They're running quite low on food, but they have a nice stock of drugs and alcohol and a little bit of coffee, so that's cool. Decent amount of defensive objects. And, of course, a crap ton of buildings. And if you've seen Lerajie, it's not Lerajie, whatever. I'm never going to say your name right, apparently, unless I just said it right. If you watch the video, pretty much every single building in town is 1 AP away, so they can just pump things up like crazy. And that's including the false town. When I was saying I don't know what buildings would benefit each class, the false town is a huge benefit to them because they were able to build it in 1 day. If they also find the labyrinth, I mean, people have been saying that the Guardians have a great advantage due to their defense. The false town is pretty much their defense. If they find another big building like that, they'll be able to instantly build it. And they'll have extra 400 defense, so we'll see if they find it. And, you know, honestly, I hope they do, because they've had to deal with more deaths than anyone else at this point. The Inglorious Bastion, despite their deaths, they have quite a few buildings going on here. Again, a lot less defensive buildings than I think everyone else, because they don't need it as much. Their zombie spread is getting a little bit crazy. It's about to encroach upon town, but they don't actually need to screw with it as much as other people, so they can probably still explore places, but even with 6 CP, it's probably got to be a little bit rough having that many zombies around, because they're going to run into problems. They do not have the faucet, however. It's quite possible that they just don't have enough weapons in order to clear them, and that happens in most of my towns. I'm a little bit disappointed that they seem to have searched more, because now their map doesn't look like a water ration, but oh well. It's probably a good thing to them. Though in that new area, I see that they didn't find any additional buildings, so that's unfortunate. They're also running quite low on, well, they have an okay amount of water. I'm sure they're fine today, and maybe even tomorrow. But I don't know if they're voting pump or whatever, but they're pretty low on AP boosters in general. But we'll see what they do. The overbearing cuteness of fluffy kids. Alright, so this is the first time that I'm looking at their map today. Good God, how the hell did, like, well, actually, no, that's not that far away. But yeah, it looks like they're exploring the top part of the map now. And they did find one building. As I understand it, and this is a pretty damn good strategy, what their strategy has been is to not camp a lot of the buildings. And I can't see their real map, so I don't know how many of them have been camped. But that's probably how they were able to keep so many people alive this time. They found a massive amount of blueprints through the ruin searches and through just regular scavenging. And they've been able to scavenge pretty much unimpeded by zombies, simply due to the fact that their map was so crappy that there were no zombies in the area without them clearing it. So that's really good. I think it works out for them, because they probably have 1 or 2 deaths under their belt if they didn't do this. And wow, they have the water filter up. Holy crap. Well, if you look at their water right now, I mean, they found divining rods. Yeah, it looks like they're probably going to break rationing. That could be a huge boon to their thing. Hopefully they'll find free dump. If they find free dump, all of the random crap that they brought back to their base could actually help them a whole lot in endgame. And the depleted zones. It looks like they've actually started to branch out a little bit. I think I see another building or two that wasn't there before. They have their search tower up, so they've had that since the beginning. That's got to really help them. They're doing great on food. They're running a little bit low on water, but they're probably voting pump. And wow, they built mist spray. That's actually kind of surprising. Did they find any? They found drilling rig? Okay, that's kind of surprising that they built mist spray, but it's working because I think they have the second highest defense right now. They have a lot of defensive objects, which is to be expected given their magical scavenger power. So they're doing too right. It's too bad about the 2 deaths, but very low on AP boosters besides food, however. But since they've had 2 deaths outside, they could probably build engines, so that could help them. So that's pretty much that. Great job on clearing, also. Excellent job on clearing. And us, Survivor Town. We are doing, well in pretty much all areas. Not to brag too much, but we have more defensive objects than anybody, which is probably because we don't ration. We can go out every day if we want. We have more defense than everybody, including the guard town, because of our water defenses primarily. We've cleared most of the map. Most of the zombies are dead. We built a Devastator, so we're shooting them in the head. I happen to know that someone, I think it was a Motst, or I don't know how to say her name. I hope it was him. It was in chat. I don't remember. But he killed like 44 zombies, I believe, with a jerry can gun, which is very good. That's why the north is so clear up there. But there's one big cluster of zombies to the southwest. That's pretty much it. Besides that, we're clear. If we keep on killing like this, we might actually trigger a universal respawn. I don't think that's really a concern, honestly. As long as we don't lose anyone before endgame, it's going to be pretty hard for people to catch up to us, I think. Every single building on the map has been camped. We're getting a whole lot of depletions here. It would be nice to find the search tower, but I don't know if we would upgrade the search tower, because we're upgrading pump. And we're upgrading pump because we can use it to build water defenses, so it actually makes more sense than pit right now. Though if we don't find the search tower or anything else, we probably will be upgrading pit after that, because what else are we going to upgrade, workshop? Pfft. And here's our bank. You see we have an Arcanist chest, but we haven't been able to open the damn thing. But hopefully we'll get on that. The main push today, as far as building, has actually been personal defenses, because we're well past the attack for today. I finally got around to stop being a deadbeat and built my tent, and many have followed suit. We've got one... Yeah, there's only 2 people that haven't built it at this point, and they're both out either scrap hunting or scavenging, so I'm sure they'll get to that. We have a few hovels. We have one shack. Is that what's above a hovel? Shack? Yeah. And honestly, I think that's about all for day 7. I mean, it's a light day, but yes, doing very well, and we will hopefully continue to do well. So, and to all of the other towns that have suffered unfortunate setbacks, don't give up. A lot of things can happen in endgame. Anyone can still take this. Just stay in it to win it, but even better, and this is going to sound like very Little League, but it's true, have fun, man. If this game is not fun for you right now, even if you win, but you're not having fun, did you really win? I mean, seriously. So hopefully everyone, hopefully most of Clash is having a great time. I'm definitely having an absolute blast, and I'm very grateful for the town that I ended up in, because everyone here is awesome. It's great. So, with that being said, I am CrossKnights, and I love you all.